Hello, Lucy fans. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is KJ Ricardo, and today's episode is a biography and tribute on Vivian Vance. Yesterday, Wednesday, July 26th, was Vivian Vance's 108th birthday, so I thought I would just do a biography on her, a tribute video about her, and give you a complete history about who she was. So let's get started. So Vivian Vance was born on July 26, 1909 in Cherryvale, Kansas, and she passed away on August 17, 1979. She is best known for playing Ethel Mertz on I Love Lucy, and she also played Vivian Bagley on the Lucy Show in the 1960s with Lucille Ball. She was born Vivian Roberta Jones. She's the second of 6 children to Robert and Euphemia Jones. When she was 6, her family decided to move to Independence, Kansas, where she would eventually begin her dramatic studies when she was in high school. That's when she discovered her passion and love for the theater. But it wasn't always easy for Vivian. Her passion for acting clashed with her mother's strict religious beliefs. Her mother didn't want her to become an actress. Thankfully, Vivian rebelled against that, and she sneaked out of her bedroom. She went against her parents' beliefs and their orders, and she decided to become an actress. She changed her last name to Vance. She moved to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and she decided to get involved in the Albuquerque Little Theater. So she got her start at the small theater house. She played in productions in the 30s until the community helped pay her way to go to New York so she could eventually go on to Broadway productions. So she did that for a while, but she was always as a chorus girl. Her most successful stage role was playing Nancy Callister in Cole Porter's musical Let's Face It in 1941. She starred with Danny Kaye and Eve Arden, who's another famous name, in over 500 performances. So that was like her big break in Broadway. In 1947, Vivian decided to move to California to try to get involved in other productions and movies. So she appeared in 2 films during that time, The Secret Fury in 1950, and then The Blue Veil in 1951. So this is right before I Love Lucy started. Life wasn't always easy for Vivian. In 1945, she was touring with the play The Voice of the Turtle. She suffered from a nervous breakdown, and she was removed from the play and all other films to receive psychotherapy and rest so she could recover from this. After she was treated, she returned to The Voice of the Turtle at the La Jolla Playhouse in California, and her life changed forever. What I mean by this is that at this production, Desi Arnaz and Jess Oppenheimer were sitting in the audience watching Vivian Vance to see if she would be a good fit to play Ethel Mertz. Desi was immediately convinced that he found Ethel Mertz. He knew just by watching her that she was Ethel. So she was signed on to be Ethel, and to be completely honest, Lucille Ball wasn't that impressed with Vivian at first. Vivian wasn't as well known. She never heard of Vivian. Their friendship was lukewarm at the beginning, but then Lucy gradually began to get used to Vivian and respect her as an actress, but then they eventually became very close friends. Vivian became the first actress to win an Emmy Award for Outstanding Supporting Actress in 1954 for her work in 1953, and you can see that right here.
Nominees for the Best Supporting Actress are Bea Benaderet, Burns and Allen, Ruth Gilbert, Milton Berle Show, Marion Lorne, Mr. Peepers, Audrey Meadows, Jackie Gleason Show, and Vivian Vance, I Love Lucy. It's exciting, isn't it? Television Academy's 1953 National Award for the Best Series Supporting Actress is presented to Vivian Vance. I Love Lucy.
I want to thank all of you very much, and I want to thank especially the people who created Ethel Mertz, Jess Oppenheimer, and Madeline Pugh, and Robert Carroll Jr., and I want to thank the greatest straight woman in show business, Lucille Ball.
So she won the Emmy for that, and she continued to be nominated 3 more times during the course of the show. So after I Love Lucy ended, Vivian continued to play Ethel in the Lucy Desi comedy hours. Desi offered Vivian and William Frawley their own spin-off show, but Vivian turned it down because she didn't want to work one-on-one with William Frawley. This gets into their arguments, but even without that, she felt that the show wouldn't be as successful without the Ricardos, which would be true. So going into her personal life, she didn't have any children. She was married 4 times. Her most successful marriage, or famous marriage, was to Philip Ober from 1941 to 1959. He was an actor, and he appeared in 2 episodes of I Love Lucy. He appeared in The Quiz Show, as well as Don Juan is Shelved. And you can see this right here. So she had him on the show. But they got a divorce in 1959. And in 1961, she remarried. And she married literary agent, editor, and publisher John Dodds. They remained married until her death in 1979. During their marriage, Vivian was on The Lucy Show with Lucille Ball. Lucy was returning to TV and wanted Vivian to be on the show with her. Vivian agreed on the condition that she wore more glamorous clothes than she did on I Love Lucy, and that her character would be Vivian. At this point, Vivian had grown tired of the public always calling her Ethel instead of her real name. So from 1962 to 1965, Vivian played Vivian Bagley. She was a divorced mother with a son sharing a house with Lucy Carmichael. Vivian's character was actually the first character to be divorced on a weekly television series, which is pretty cool. But after the 3rd season, Vivian decided to leave the show because she lived in Connecticut and she was traveling back and forth all the time, and it just got too much. It was too much of a strain during her older age. So she left the show, and she only made 3 other appearances throughout its run. But after the Lucy Show, Viv tried to return to movies, but this wasn't very successful for her. She tried to return to Broadway, but her show My Daughter, Your Son also wasn't a success. So she was always wondering, what can I do? I'm not doing very well. So she made a guest appearance on Lucy's 3rd show, Here's Lucy, in the 70s. But in 1973, things became really sad for Vivian Vance. She was diagnosed with breast cancer. She and her husband, John, moved to California to be with her sister, Lou Ann Graham, who lived up until last year in 2016. During this time, she was getting treated for her breast cancer, but her agent decided to get her a deal with Maxwell House Coffee to do numerous commercials over the years so she could continue to do something during her treatment. So here's one of the commercials.
12 coffees, 9 with cream.
You're on.
Maxine, that's instant coffee.
Not just instant coffee. Instant Maxwell House. I make every cup fresh. See those flavor buds? They're what does it.
Tastes fresh.
Right. When you make it fresh, every cup tastes fresh, like your first cup in the morning. Good to the last drop. And that last drop's pretty good, too. I think I'll have a cup.
Instant Maxwell House.
Good to the last drop.
And Vivian made her final television appearance with Lucy on the CBS special Lucy Calls the President in 1977. That same year, she suffered from a stroke that left her partially paralyzed, and this was basically towards the end of her life. She passed away on August 17th, 1979 from bone cancer, which was part of her breast cancer. At the time of her death, Desilu remarked, "It's bad enough to lose one of the great artists we had the honor and pleasure to work with, but it's even harder to reconcile the loss of one of your best friends." That's so touching and very sad. Vivian Vance's family donated her Emmy to the Albuquerque Little Theater, where she got her start. She was awarded a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 1991, and she was inducted into the Television Hall of Fame in 2012. That's it. That's all I have for you this week. I really wanted to do a tribute video over Vivian Vance. She was a remarkable actress. We love her as Ethel Mertz. No one else could have been her, except for Vivian Vance. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you learned something about Vivian Vance. What was your favorite biographical information? What did you learn? And let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.